Welcome to Floating Leaf Tea Podcast. I'm Shiuwen.
And I'm Noah.
Noah, what a fun day again today.
Yeah, good.
You know why? Well, first, I plan to drink 3 high mountain oolongs in this session today.
What?
Shut up. But I thought maybe 2 will be enough.
Okay.
Because if not, I'll get pretty messed up.
Cool.
After the session.
So we're drinking 2 high mountain oolongs today, it sounds like.
Oolongs. And they are really exciting, you know, because for those of you who have been like, maybe track our high mountain oolong development of 2020 winter, knew that we have a little bit of obstacles. Is it called obstacles?
Obstacles, yeah.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. And we couldn't find very good ones. And then when time develop, and we develop.
Ideas develop in brewing.
Ideas develop, true. And then we just were able to find some really exciting high mountain oolongs. So the first one that we are going to drink is, what did we drink last week?
We drank Huan Shan
Shan
last week. So
okay.
I think we've said this a couple of times now, but just to reiterate, we drank a bunch of high mountain oolongs from our regular source. We chose one. That was the Huan Shan that we tried last week.
Yeah, we chose one.
We chose one. And Huan Shan was good. And the farmer that makes that Huan Shan, we've been buying that one for a few years now, and it's been our favorite for the past few years. Past few seasons, I mean. And luckily he pulled off something pretty solid again. But the other ones, we wanted to wait to see if we could find something a little bit more special. And we found one. Alishan. Mm-hmm. And we also found Alishan. Mm-hmm. The price is a little bit higher. On the website, I call them Special Reserve Alishan and Special Reserve Lishan. They're probably not going to be up by the time that we put out this podcast. Maybe the Alishan will be.
Alishan is up.
Is it up right now?
I thought you put it up yesterday.
I don't remember if I published it or not. I think I just wrote it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So I wanted to drink it another time. So maybe just solidify some thoughts on the description and then put it up tonight. So yeah, it'll probably be up. Lishan's not up yet.
Lishan is not up. True. But currently we have a 2020 spring Alishan tea on the website, which is from a farmer that we have been working with for many years. And a friend of mine have the tea in his shop, who is a very accomplished, actually wholesaler who also own a lot of tea knowledge. And
tea processing knowledge, like making tea.
Yeah.
He actually has his own tea farm.
Yeah. So he knows how to roast tea, how to make tea, how to grow tea, etc., etc. So in oolong tea, there's a process called 走水培, which is almost a refinement of raw tea, RAW, Mao Cha. So a lot of teas are in long time ago, farmers process the tea and that's good enough. But it's Mao Cha, not all the way finished yet. And then the wholesalers will take it over and do refinement work, which 走水培 is one of them. So what we did with this tea is we knew about this tea and it tasted good because we actually tasted it in springtime. And he said, since you are not satisfied with the winter teas, you already had this one. Would you like it? I'll give you my last bag. And I was like, wow, that's seriously so kind, you know. But I was worried that it will go stale since it's such a light tea. And so we went through a process that we call it 走水培, which I think Noah found a pretty good word. How do you call it in English?
Well, not walking water. That's the direct translation. Yeah. Walking water.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I said.
Dehydration.
Well, yeah, dehydration was one word that I said. I think I ended up settling on using heat to push out the moisture from the tea.
Yeah.
Which is basically dehydration, but they're using heat, not like air blowing around.
Yeah, but it's not roasting the tea. So roasting has many different functions in oolong tea. A lot of people assume that it's only roasting, make it into a baked, toasty, taste. No, actually a lot of roasting is actually just to find the center of the tea, make it more, in a way, more focused, more refined, and so don't worry about the.
I would say about half of our high mountain oolongs are generally 走水.
Yes.
Some of them are not. Some of them are.
So that they can stay focused and keep fresh
and stay fresh for longer.
For a longer time,
yeah.
And you won't taste the roast at all in the tea you will lightly oxidize fragrant High Mountain Oolong. If you like it lightly roasted, we do have a Alisan lightly roasted High Mountain Oolong this season for the winter time if you want a little bit change. Okay, so let's come back to this new winter Alisan High Mountain Oolong.
Which is different than the spring one that we're talking about.
That's right, and totally a different person. We changed the farm on the tea. Yes. And I think since it came in, we drank it twice, and it's really interesting tea, by the way. Interesting tea, but it's harder to describe it. So maybe today let's see if we can find something solid to say.
Cool. Let's go for it.
Cool. First infusion.
The scent is so creamy.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the first time that I had High Mountain Oolong from Alisan, and I was like, wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really, really beautiful tea. And the cream is different from the creamy or buttery teas that High Mountain Oolongs that we carry in the past. This one, it's inside of, I don't know how to describe it. It's inside of the scent, not outside of the scent. If that makes sense. That's why I think it's taken us a little bit longer time for us to publish these teas on the website, because we really have to find a way to talk about it. And it's we just drank the tea. The texture, once again, is creamy, and the creaminess is in the broth, not separated from the broth. I think in the past, the High Mountain teas, you will find the tea is buttery or creamy, and yet it feels like there's a layer of creaminess or butteriness on the top of the broth. And this one is the broth. And the scent is very gentle, very like really soft, gentle scent. It's not strong, not like, wow, this tea is floral, but it has that. Oh, this tea is very citrus. Oh, well, you know what? It also has that. Or this tea is very young fruit. It also has that. It has, this Alisan has all of those taste or smell that I mentioned, and yet it's not very like boom direct.
Yeah. You know, the first time I had the tea, and I said this on the website, the first time I had this tea, we're comparing it with a more conventional Alisan High Mountain Oolong. And I remember I couldn't really come up with a concrete points of contrast to say this is where it's different, other than I just feel really comfortable drinking this tea, and I want to keep drinking lots and lots more of it.
Yeah.
And I think after spending a little bit more time with it, comparing it to what I usually associate with an Alisan High Mountain Oolong or any High Mountain Oolong, is that usually there's these big, almost pillars of notes that are like, that is what High Mountain Oolong tastes like. It's really present, strong. That citrus note is usually there. Sometimes there's a floral note in there. And then there's, like you said, there's a creamy coating, almost like it coats the mouth with this creamy feeling. And then those notes are just really strong. Whereas this one, it's very integrated together, all the notes, to the point where it feels quiet, but it's also very present. Like it's not, sometimes we call a tea ethereal because it's so light. This one is gentle, but it's just really there at the same time. Yeah.
I think more ethereal in the feeling. Like yesterday, we actually tasted this tea and tried to put it on the website. And I keep telling Noah that I feel a mist or a light, you know, those like white transparent silk.
Like a veil.
Yeah, veil, and blow in the wind. And there's you have to look at the beauty behind a veil or something like that. Yeah. And it's extremely beautiful, but not direct. Yeah. Second infusion, the same thing. Beautiful, gentle. And I think what happened is it can move into the body a little bit more than the other High Mountain Oolongs. As a light tea, it actually has that capacity to move into the body. And feels, even though it's a light tea, it feels pretty settling. And I think Noah mentioned earlier on, that there's some other High Mountain Oolong, you feel like you drank a couple of cups and then that's enough. And this one, you can keep drinking it.
And I want to keep drinking it.
Yeah, keep drinking it. And for me, actually, it's the same feeling. And I've been like, try to see what's going on. And in the past, I always feel like, because I couldn't drink a lot of light tea, and which actually have something to do with like Chinese medicine concept. Like I can handle a lot of green tea. My body just feel like it's really sharp to my body. And so if I drink High Mountain Oolong, I drink a lot of it, or even like one session worth of High Mountain Oolong, I feel like I need to eat, but not because sometimes when I drink a lot of tea and I feel hungry.
That's called tea munchies.
Yeah, and I want to eat. And this one is like just one session worth of High Mountain Oolong, and I want to eat.
And I think
it's more
talking about cooling, right?
Yeah,
cooling and heating.
Yeah.
The kind of in Chinese medicine, some things are cooling, some things are heating, some things are kind of neutral.
Mm-hmm. And then normally after High Mountain Oolong, I want to eat more to settle me down, because the energy is a bit too different for my body type, and it feels unsettling. Therefore, I need to have some food in my stomach to calm myself down. With this light tea, I actually don't know what the farmer did. This light High Mountain Winter Oolong, it's not even roasted, and I can drink a session worth of this tea and I'm fine. I don't need to eat to settle myself down.
Doesn't feel unsettling.
That's right. In other words, yeah. So it's a really interesting phenomenon to me, because I always thought I couldn't drink a lot of light teas. By the way, and today I'm discovering I'm wrong. It depends on the tea.
You know what I'm noticing is that with what I would consider a more conventional High Mountain Oolong, there's a lot of complexity, and it's really big, and it's really it kind of overtakes your senses. When you smell it. It's just such a big bouquet. And
it's that kind of beauty. It's actually High Mountain Oolong is really beautiful,
and it grabs your attention. Yeah, right. And I think that for a lot of people, for me, when I first tasted oolong tea in this kind of setting, in a gong fu service kind of setting, drinking decent tea, was a High Mountain Oolong, and it really captured my attention. You know, and I find that when I'm brewing tea for people, a lot of times this is the kind of tea that captures people's attention because it's so complex and really beautiful. This is complex, but almost when I first taste it, I don't notice how complex it is. When I sit and watch it, I notice, wow, there's actually a lot of notes in there. There's actually a lot of different floral notes in there that are very pretty, but I have to be quiet enough to notice all the different ones. And this is actually the first session where I'm really noticing them. I've drank it 3 times, including the time that maybe 4 or 5 times, including the times that we were choosing these samples. Yeah. And this is the first time that I'm noticing that aspect of it. So there's kind of this opportunity to come back and notice something different every time with a tea like this.
Yeah. True. I would say, I agree with you. This tea is not direct. And it's just that feeling like, wow, it's really beautiful, but not a big, obvious beauty. It's like, that's why I keep saying that I'm like looking at the tea behind a veil, you know, and the whole environment is very pretty, you know, like a beautiful place. And I stand on the other side of the veil, and the tea is behind the veil, and I keep looking at the tea. Yeah. Okay. Third infusion of this new 2020 winter Alishan High Mountain Oolong. Yeah, totally. The scent is there, but very gentle and soft.
There's layers in there.
Yeah, and it feels more focused, but not strong. Yeah, and the broth continue to maintain really creamy, and the creaminess is in the broth, not outside layer at all. So it's actually, it feels, even though it's like light, it feels kind of brothy feeling. And it actually, seriously, will move into the body really nicely in a like really soft way. And I sincerely hope people will give this tea a chance and to discover the layers of beauty from this tea, because we love it. We love it. And I would say this is one of the teas that I would say, I don't care if you buy it or not, I'll drink it all. But the thing is, I should have enough volume. I'm not sure how long I have to drink it all. So you guys out there listening better buy some. And the price is still really good. Actually, it's that more like our, it'll be more like our all Li San.
Like our higher elevation.
Yeah, like He Huan
high mountain
San,
teas.
Li San tea kind of a pricing. And the aftertaste, you got to watch out for it too. Like you drink the tea, and then the other more old, I'm not old school, but whatever we carry in the past or even right now, you will feel the aftertaste is very direct too. It just come back into your mouth, and this one is like and then it's like, wow, yeah, there is aftertaste, And the same thing, I think the whole thing about this tea from the beginning to the end, it's very gentle. And everything is there. And it got layers of
Layers
things.
and layers. Yeah, there's just so much to pay attention to.
But not direct. You got to watch. You got to keep looking for it and keep watching it developing.
Or you can just chill out and just let it be really comfortable, because it is really comfortable.
It's a comfortable tea.
Yeah.
Like we can sit here and just drink the whole pot of the tea and feel really good.
It actually really taught me something very valuable. That session that we had when we compared this one with other Ali-sans we're thinking about, and we
decided not to.
Yeah, we didn't end up buying them.
Buy it, yeah.
That feeling of like the difference between this tea and those teas is that I just want to keep drinking it, and I don't exactly know why. It made me feel like I'm drinking the tea with my body. And not my mind. And my mind doesn't exactly know why I like this tea better. And I can't vocalize. At that moment, I couldn't say, this is why I like the tea better. But my body could tell, my mouth could tell that there is something about this one that's...
it makes a person feel really comfortable.
Yeah, it just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
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 So, and I've been working with that actually in my regular tea sessions now. Just working with that idea of like, how can my mind get to know my body better so the feedback can come together instead of trying to pinpoint what about the tea is better with my mind.
Yeah. I think it's a really hard thing to do.
Yeah, totally.
It's hard not to use our mind, right?
Because we're so used to using our minds all the time.
To evaluate the tea and stuff. But I think the best way is to get rid of the mind and
it's not get rid of the mind.
Yeah, the mind is still there, but
link the mind more with the body and listen to the feedback from the body.
Yeah.
But seriously, it was a really valuable teaching. So I really believe in this tea. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we are using only our mind.
Yes.
To drink the tea, and that can be, it can actually stop us tea drinkers from going further and deeper with the tea. And sometimes we do have where our body feels some mind start to kick in and start to evaluating it, rather than just have the whole session.
Of mind and body together. Right?
Yeah. And I think our teacher described it as watching a show, but don't jump to conclusion yet until you finish the show. And also try to find beauty, because sometimes we find something negative. It's a little bit stringent. And then here you go. The mind jump in, and that's over. But he's like, sometimes, I would just say, what he tried to teach us is when you look at one thing, look at the whole picture. Not just, don't stop, I don't like this. Normally it's that, I don't like this, or that's a defect. And then just because of that, then you decide it's not good. Maybe let me put it to myself then. If you evaluate me as a human, and I'm not organized, and that probably bothers some of you a lot. Like, oh wow, God, Shiuwen is so messed up. Some people actually would use that to then Shiuwen is a bad person, and not liking Shiuwen. But some people will be like, well, that's one, I would say, of the downsides of Shiuwen, that is pretty messy and never organize stuff, and I just simply don't like cleaning. My future dream is to, when I have enough money, I want to hire a maid. That's seriously my dream. I'm not even kidding. Off the subject. But I think some people will actually hang out with me and say, oh wow, Shiuwen actually have a lot of other good qualities. So overall, I like Shiuwen as a person. So with tea, I think the teacher is inviting us and encouraging us to learn tea this way. When you drink a tea, first infusion, second infusion, just do the whole thing. And then when there's a little bit things that happen that doesn't like there's a quality of the tea that you don't like, don't stop. and don't judge the tea yet. Actually look at the whole thing, and try to look at the whole overall picture and overall beauty, because that tea can be actually really beautiful, right? So that's it. Oh, and I'll also say this Alishan High Mountain Oolong, the aftertaste is really is actually sweet. Yeah,
Very
there's
sweet.
that really nice sweetness. I think in Chinese tea terms we call it hui gan, and a lot of hui gan can exist in the throat, and hui gan normally exists in sometimes it exists in the mouth too. And the aftertaste comes back. And a lot of high mountain teas may be a little bit mineral, so it's salivation and it's bouquet style of aftertaste. This one actually have a little bit of each, have some salivation, have some scent as an aftertaste. And then I think one of the biggest difference is this tea have a hui gan as a aftertaste. Sweetness returns. Yeah, really fun to have a tea like this too. Because I don't think I can say a lot of my teas that the aftertaste style is hui gan style. So, and then we'll do one more infusion. I think this will be a number 5. So this high mountain tea actually lasts quite a long time, And I mean, we don't need to recall all 5, I guess, because it's kind of long, huh?
It's if we want to hit another tea.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit another tea.
Okay, cool.
Challenge accepted.
Then let's. Yeah.
And then when they listen to it, it's almost like Christmas anyway. Oh, so you guys should like.
Yeah, it'll be the 20. You know what it'll be?
Okay, it's actually the 21st. When this
Winter
episode comes out,
solstice.
it's Shiuwen's birthday.
Don't tell them the year though.
You should wish her happy birthday on social media or something.
Don't tell them the year though.
19. Somewhere in the 20th century.
1900s.
1900s.
Why is 1900 the 20th century? Like 19 and 20, just
It's
like
the 20. Well, from year 0 until year 100.
yeah.
That was the first century.
Ah.
Right? Like, it's not the 0th century. Like, new baby, this is your first year. You're 3 months old. Whatever. 3-month-old baby, this is your first year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
right?
Oh.
Yeah. So you wouldn't say, well, he's 1 year old, but that's actually his second year.
Chinese call them 1 year old.
Yeah, so that's probably why you're confused about it. But
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in Taiwan, I'm like 2 years older than my actual age somehow. I always have to debate with my mom. Like when I was 35, my mom would say, "You are 37," and said, "No, I'm 35." She said, "No, you are 37."
well, because you guys,
Born is 1.
and also you
Chinese New Year.
counted by Chinese New Year.
It's
Yeah.
another one. So I was like a few months old at that time,
Already
and I
2.
was like 2.
Yeah. You've only been out of the womb for a few months and you're already 2 years old.
Yeah. Maybe they count when you were in the womb too, because that's like 9 months old anyway.
Do they count from conception in Chinese?
I have no idea. Chinese people are so mysterious sometimes. Sometimes they are so bloodily direct. Like, hey, why are you not married? You should get married, How much money do you make?
Hey, you look fatter this year. No, that's good. That's good.
It's good. Lucky.
Good luck.
You look
Fat.
You look
2
fat.
chins. Very good.
Yeah, my mom said I look fatter last year. No, she didn't say I look fatter. She dare not tell it to me, so she told it to my brother.
And then
Said,
your brother's like, Shiuwen, Mom said you look fatter this year.
No. She said your sister is pretty chubby.
Yeah.
Not fatter. It's directly go into the era of being chubby. Infusion 5, satisfying. I mean, continue to be satisfied. Just everything about it is so gentle, soft, smooth.
We like the damn tea. You get it? We just like it. We really like it.
But it's so once again, it's really hard to describe this tea because everything about it is like you got to look at it from a vest. Maybe we should say it
From a veil? Yeah.
Oh, from a veil,
Not from a vest. But what's
that's kinda creepy.
honestly what's a little scary is that it's not as big. It's not as big fragrance. It's not as obvious of a tea, right?
Yeah. So give it a shot.
Yeah, give it a shot. Try it.
Give it a shot. It's
We
really good.
like it.
And that seriously, physically feel really good. And this is a risk we are taking with our tea lineups this year. And I want to take the risk, and I have confidence with people. And
confidence in the tea.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Confidence in the tea, confidence in the people. I mean, I see how I, in my tea journey and as a tea vendor, and how I slowly move and take risks to get some teas in. I tell you guys, I have never thought floating leaf tea, one of the most signature teas, is the old school Dongding, to be honest with you. And we took the turn in 2008. And it took me a few years to build it up. And until today, I think actually, I would say people identify our Dongding as one of the best Dongdings. That is that signature, rough.
Yeah, and it's also our most popular tea.
Yeah.
It's our most popular tea in the shop.
Yeah.
It's like Mr. Su said. Dong ding! You should buy more for your shop. Sell some to your customers. Because Dong ding has been confirmed by the whole world is the best tea. Is good for your body.
That's seriously what he said. And I hope in my tea journey, I can bring many of you to see this, to visit and drink tea and some other crazy shit.
Concoctions. He'd love to feed you his concoctions.
With this wonderful, crazy farmer. Yeah. That's actually one of my wish. You guys gotta go see him. It's so crazy and so fun and so unbearable sometimes.
But yeah, really exciting. That's
And
like our main tea.
And I hope you like spiders when you go up to Dongding. He might take you guys to look at like giant big spiders and somehow tell you not to be afraid.
And also tell you to get bit by more mosquitoes.
Yeah, and
Not to wear your seatbelt. And to eat more ants.
But we love that guy. He's insane, crazy, and fun and absurd. Okay, this next tea, Lishan High Mountain Oolong. This is the first time we actually taste the tea after the tea arrived. We tasted the sample, and I think it's even a higher risk for us in this tea. It's because this tea, I remember when we tasted it, it was a feeling tea. Like we don't know what it tastes. We don't remember what it tastes like. It felt not just good. There's some special feelings about this tea. So it's actually a feeling based tea. Also, the price jump will be really a lot.
It'd be significant, yeah.
Significant.
The Alishan that we just tasted is like, it's pricier than a regular Alishan, but it's roughly the same price as what other high mountain teas we used to carry.
Yeah, like
and we still carry
Lishan,
Lishan, same price.
Yeah, like those pricing.
This one is a big jump. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, even just the warm up tea leaves. I just warm up the dry leaves without rinsing it, and it's so interesting. I can just sit here and smell
That scent of the warmed leaves reaches
tea.
straight to my belly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can just smell the tea over and over again because I cannot pinpoint what's happening. There's a little bit citrus, but not like lemon citrus.
Like a lower citrus
Lower tone, sweeter citrus. And then there's a almost like sweet flower bouquet opening behind it after that happened. I seriously can just sit here and smell this tree. Let's forget about drinking. We'll divide this session into 5. First, we'll have a whole session just smelling the Lishan High
This
Mountain
would be a
Oolong.
good one to bring out the smelling cups. You want to do smelling cups with this one?
Sure. I just don't have patience, Boomer. I go straight to the tea. Forget about smelling cup, man.
I like to stop and smell the roses.
Me too. I just smell it without smelling cup, man.
Without stopping.
I keep walking and just smell all the bushes.
Smells good.
Yeah, just like that.
And just take a bite.
Now there are worms inside. I don't like worms. Sorry, worms. You kind of freak me out. Well, he's Noah is actually not a boomer. He's a millennial. Since the millennial asked me to do the fragrance cup, I will do the fragrance cup.
I might get triggered if you don't do fragrance cups.
Shut up. Oh, yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing, actually. Kind of confused me with the fragrance cup now.
That's good.
Yeah.
Fragrance cups are warm.
Okay, good.
You've got your own checkers style. Sometimes I feel it'd be good if we had like a video component of the podcast so people could like see what we're doing in the tea table. But then I think I don't want to add that extra layer of recording.
Oh, slowly we can do that.
Someday I would like to have it on there, yeah.
Yeah.
Originally that was the idea actually.
Oh, just like Joe Rogan's podcasts have like videos.
Has video,
actually.
yeah. A lot of podcasts have a video component. That was the original idea. Was not even a podcast. Was just have a YouTube series. But then I sat down. I went to the library. I went to the library and I was sitting next to some smelly dude that was asking me about filings for divorcing his wife or something like that. And I was like, I'm just trying to do and figure out how to do like a video and lining up the audio and all that stuff, and I just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, and it takes such a long time.
But I thought, I could figure out how to do just the audio part of it. So that's what we ended up doing. But someday, yeah, I would like to do a video. I think that'd be really cool.
Like a video podcast.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even just to see the tea table, right? It makes a big difference.
True.
Wow.
More fruity.
Yeah, a little bit lower tones than the Alishan, right?
And feels thicker than the Alisan.
And just from the scent. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't drank it yet, by the way. Well, now it's kind of unfair because Alisan we didn't use fragrance.
True. I just had to smell it.
Smell really good. Smell bigger too, actually.
There's a savory component to this tea.
Yes. Salty.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Is it creamy or buttery? Go. In the last session, what did Cindy
Yeah,
said
Cindy.
her one son is creamy. Agree with Shiuwen.
I gotta say that this one's more buttery.
It feels thicker. It feels thicker for sure. That is like leaning towards, is like in between creamy or buttery. And this tea, once again, the same phenomenon. Like if you try our He Huan Shan High Mountain Oolong, try that cream. It's like lighter and feels like. Shut up! It's creamy, and you feel like it's like on the outside layer. This one, once again, is in the broth again.
Yeah, it's very integrated.
Yeah.
Same with the last Alishan that we tried. It's really integrated.
And this is a new phenomenon I noticed from like these styles of High Mountain Oolong. It's really good.
We know what it's similar to? Mr. John's charcoal roasted dongding versus other roasted teas. It feels sometimes like the roast is on the outside.
Oh.
And Mr. John's charcoal roasted dongding, which we tasted last week, it feels like the charcoal is integrated into the tea.
And that's why his tea, you can keep it for a while and then let it keep unfolding. And sometimes surprising through the third infusion, the roast really like just sneak out. I love those moments.
Yeah.
I just when those moments happen, I just like, God, that guy is a genius.
Yeah, because with more, run-of-the-mill roasted teas, sometimes the roast flavor will brew out in the first 2 infusions. And then you're really drinking the flavor of the tea without the roast anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subject.
Subsubject. Subject.
We just love our teacher, that's it. We just seriously love him.
Dang.
Feel the aftertaste? Just hold your mouth a little. And it's puffiness. Empty air. The tea has a shape after it's gone.
And very sweet.
Can you feel the ball? We're just feeling our empty mouth, by the way.
When I do that, move my empty mouth, I feel a really strong sweetness.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're saying about the puff, but it's not as obvious to me yet. But it does.
I'm going to feel other teas to see if they have it.
That puff after in the aftertaste?
In the aftertaste. I love teas. Tea never is like boring to me, especially a good tea. I think a bad tea is really boring, by the way. But a good tea is just like, it keeps, once a while, it will just come out with a new feature in a way. It's like, wow, there's a new feature of a tea. Wow. What? It can puff too? In the empty space? What? I think I'm going crazy already. It's like a new feature. Did you guys get it? Do you get it, Noah? It's like a new feature. Wow. Maybe it was there all the time. I just didn't notice it. Today, Lisan T was talking to me. Shiuwen, this feature had been around for a long time. I just can't wait longer for you to say this out loud. Okay, good. Got it, Boomer? Okay, good. Ay. Okay, second infusion of this Lisan High Mountain Oolong. Also, 2020 winter tea.
The scent off the top of the broth, it's like it's puffing up in 3 dimensions. You can start to really watch the shape of the scent. And there's a lot of different layers in there.
Also, it's really focused and really clean. Oh, by the way, these 2 teas, we are not sure if it's organically grown tea, because a lot of farmers don't bother to get it certified. But it really tastes clean, like really clean. So it might possibly be an organic tea. Yeah, the broth is really rich, but doesn't necessarily have a lot of scent. Once again, watch the scent. If you drink tea, you like your High Mountain Oolong scent, these 2 teas, these 2 new ones, special reserve ones, is not as direct, and just watch of it. It will come out and really beautiful and consistent. Yeah, it just, after I swallow it, it just keep coming out at me in a really soft string line. It doesn't stop kind of a way. And it's really rich, the broth. Feel very satisfying for light tea to be this rich. And aftertaste is strong. I should have that citrus strong note today.
Yeah, this has more citrus than the Alishan did, actually.
The note is almost a little bit bigger.
Punchy.
Doesn't mean it's higher on the peach, but it's like it's bigger on the aftertaste. And salivation is more obvious too. And if you guys ever want to try out this tea, after you drink the tea, just hold the aftertaste in your mouth. But seriously, I'm gonna try other teas to see if it has that too. It's seriously have a shape and puffiness in the empty mouth. Wow, I love it.
That's really beautiful. A 3rd infusion now.
Of this Lisan High Mountain Oolong.
Sorry, I should be more announcer like 3rd infusion. 3rd infusion now.
So beautiful, the scent. There's so much going on. Like fruit, sweet, a little bit flour, a little bit savory, a little bit cream or butter. Can't nail down if it's cream or butter at all. Damn it. Yeah, the broth is actually a little bit savory too, because it has a little bit of that salty feeling and really rich again.
Really rich, yeah.
Yeah.
It's what they call dong chi. Is this dong chi?
I don't know, but it's whatever chi this is, it's pretty good chi to me.
Just feels really concentrated.
And it goes into the body too. This tea will go into the body.
Yeah. It's concentrated and rich and fragrant.
And it feels bigger than the Alishan tea.
Yeah, definitely bigger.
And also, we actually had to pause for a little bit, and then we both were actually simultaneous thinking in our head, but didn't this tea have a feeling? Wow, didn't show up today.
Yeah. And that's the thing about tea feelings. They don't show up every time.
They don't show up every time. But
what it is showing up differently than last time is I'm actually noticing a lot of the intricate
notes.
Little pieces about the tea, the details. That the first time we drank it, it was more like just the overall feeling was really, really profound. But this time it's more, the details are showing up and able to express them a little bit more clearly.
Yeah. And I think it's almost like, for me, like the 2 experience with this tea, today is bringing the focal point really close to the tea. Last time is like the focal point was further away, and it's just like feeling it. And this one is just like, okay, there's a lot of notes on this tea. The broth is extremely rich, and it's so well balanced, so focused, so thick, so into the body. Boom, 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 boom. Like really close to the tea. It's really fun to observe tea this way too. And let's look at the 4th infusion. Maybe just do 4, because I think since it's 2 teas, the
recording is getting a little on the long side.
Long side.
But great session though.
I know, I love it. Seriously, after I drink these 2 High Mountain Oolong, I feel actually my body can handle it. It feels pretty calm.
It's like, what are we going to have? Pour for lunch? Bring it on.
But seriously, before if I drank like 2 lightly oxidized high mountain oolongs, I'm just done. And it's just not like it's lightly oxidized. Also, sometimes I have like lightly oxidized high mountain oolong and lightly roasted. I also couldn't handle those teas super well. It's just like it's unsettling to me. And actually, some people voice that kind of a phenomenon in Taiwan. And I always think, oh, it's a light tea and it's a dark tea, kind of a difference for my body type. And today, I actually say it's wrong. There's something else they are doing that actually make you feel comfortable, even though it's a light tea. Yeah. And I don't feel like they're upsetting stomach kind of a feeling at all.
Doesn't feel as raw.
Doesn't feel as raw somehow, even
though it's really light and fragrant and floral.
Maybe if I have to use an analogy, maybe it's a green salad versus stir-fried vegetables.
No, here you go.
Oh, sorry.
Just like lettuce versus like lettuce with that's been dressed already.
But both are green though.
I know, but it's like when a perfectly dressed salad and it coats every leaf, then it starts to just kind of break down a little bit. So when you eat it, it's still crunchy. Because this is still pretty green.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You're getting
is.
a lot of floral, bright citrus notes.
Yeah.
But it's like the greenness is just barely broken. I don't know if it's a good analogy, but
Yeah, I know. For all the chefs and cooks out there, we apologize.
they're rolling their eyes. Oh,
Yeah,
my gosh.
my God, what an analogy.
Salad? You think you eat salad?
I don't very often. Super rich. Wow, so satisfying.
You know, when you're describing the scent,
Yeah.
you're kind of describing the same notes that happens in every single High Mountain Oolong.
Yeah.
But the
I just can't find more words.
but the
Yeah, repeat all those words. Floral, citrus, fruity,
Yeah.
sweet.
which is just the flavor of High Mountain Oolong. Like what more is there to say? But the biggest difference I'm noticing in the scent, or not the biggest difference, but what I'm noticing right now when I'm smelling it is it's almost like it breaks out in 3 dimensions. Like I feel like the notes are clearly defined, but also integrated at the same time.
Yes. And it's more, in a way, I think there's a point about the scent is, first of all, more focused. There's not one that just like keep flashing at your face. Therefore, it's not obvious to me. And it's like, there's a center to tie them together. And yet, after that, they sit so well in one space and the lines of them, being citrus, being floral, being whatever else, they can express. But there's something tie them together in a really nice way that focus them a little bit more than the other high mountain oolongs. Yeah, that's my feeling. I'm not seeing 3-dimensional or anything. I'm not seeing there's a point to them. Yeah. It's so rich. It's so nice. Hopefully next round the feeling will show up, because I was like super
I was
enjoying
anticipating it a little bit today. I was
a
like,
little
oh,
bit
cool.
too much maybe. The feeling, and yet we don't remember the feeling.
I remember what we said, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's not showing up today.
True. Yeah, and aftertaste is salivating. There's some notes, and just wait for the notes to show up. And as I say, if you hold your mouth, there's like that puffiness. Also different from the Alishan High Mountain aftertaste. I think the sweetness of the, in a way, the Alishan is a bit more clear to me. This one is sweet and yet salty at the same time. Totally my style. So yeah, totally my style, because I actually like desserts with a little bit salt inside. So guess what my favorite ice cream flavor is?
You want me to guess?
Yeah.
Oh, I already know what it is. Okay, I'll guess. Is it salted caramel?
Yeah.
Whoa, no way. You know my favorite flavor of ice cream?
What?
Licorice.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. No, I mean, I'm sorry for myself.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm sorry for you that you like licorice ice cream.
No. I just can't get into licorice very well. So I'm sorry for myself. That must be so good. Yeah. Okay.
But it is. It's like, it's also, compared to the Alishan, it's more, it feels like vigorous in a way.
Yeah.
In the mouth. It's like you can really feel the stimulation, and the salivation feels sweet. There's like a sweetness within that kind of stimulation in the cheeks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really, good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Love it. Love the tea. And feel more energetic, this tea for sure, than the Alisan.
Yeah.
Alisan feel very comfortable, and this tea feel energetic and yet very grounding. And we are super excited with both of new lineup of High Mountain Oolongs. Hopefully you guys will give it a try and explore the beauty. For me today, the session is also, I'm feeling that the teas want us to just keep discovering them. There's way more behind the teas that we can keep watching them and keep finding new things and new layers and new discoveries about these teas. So I'm actually quite excited to try them and taste them in the next few weeks. I think that's it.
Cool. Sounds good.
Great session.
Yeah. And
So-
this is the last session of the year,
That's not true.
isn't it?
Well, tomorrow is 21st only.
Oh, it's not? Oh, so it's coming out on...
21st.
And then the next one's going to be coming out on the 28th.
Yeah.
So never mind. Okay.
And so
forget
we'll
what I
just
said.
wish you
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and be joyful if you can. And just try to find, if you cannot be joyful, but just like me, even just that puffiness in the mouth, just like, so exciting. So just try to find, simple joys. Go look at a tree that maybe has some new shoots. I don't know. I love watching those things. It's really joyful to me. And just, if you can.
The wonders of life are all around you.
Yeah.
All the
If
time.
you can find children, but don't stare at them, just watch them smile. A baby or, a child smiling. I think that's one of the most beautiful things, but don't stare at them.
Don't stare at them. And don't steal them.
They might scream and run away and calling their parents. Mom, there's a creepy guy there. Keep staring at me. So do those things. I think you can find some really joyful things in our life that we tend to ignore and forget that there are so many joyful things in our lives.
Yeah.
And be safe and drink a lot of good tea. And we will see you in the next session, which will be another High Mountain Oolong.
Yum.
Yum. Yeah. So that's it. We'll see you on Monday.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.